Transmite en su canal de frecuencia modulada estereofónica multiplex La Voz Radio, desde New Haven, Connecticut, al mundo.
Buenas tardes, good afternoon. Esta transmisión de hoy va a ser bilingüe, en inglés y en español. You are in for a treat. This will be a bilingual show. So for the next hour, you'll join us with two special, very, very special guests. One here raised in Connecticut and moved all the way out to Nepal, and with her friend who came all the way from Nepal, recently arrived this week, right?
Yeah, last week.
Last week. And so you're listening to Juntos Podemos, Together We Can. My name is Caprice. Every Monday, 103.5 FM from 3 to 4 p.m. And you can also catch us live in Facebook at La Voz Hispana CT. That's LAVOZHISPANACT. And if you have any questions for the next hour, you can call 203-672-5919. Hoy tenemos una gran sorpresa, tenemos amistades desde Nepal, cerquita de la India, y vienen a compartir información con nosotros, mensaje y apoyarnos en cuidar a nosotros mismos y a este mundo. Y durante la próxima hora va a ser en inglés y en español, y pueden llamar si tienen algunas preguntas. Más fácil de ir a Nepal. Nomás tienen que llamar al teléfono 203-672-5919. Mi nombre es Caprice, aquí con ustedes cada lunes entre las 3 y 4 p.m. y también en vivo en Facebook, detrás de La Voz Hispana CT. Y de nuevo, cualquier preguntita, vamos a hablar un poco del tema en cómo cuidarse a uno mismo, especialmente por medio de yoga, y cómo cuidar a la naturaleza, a todo de lo que es vida. Aquí tenemos dos expertas que dirían de que cada ser humano puede ser expertos en esta área, y lo único que tenemos que hacer es recordar en cómo cuidarse a uno mismo y cuidar a toda la vida alrededor de nosotros con respeto y mucho cariño. Y entonces aquí tenemos dos expertas que nos van a ayudar a recordar.
Gracias.
And so this journey that we have here today for the next hour, we have Kushi. Kushi, welcome back home.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
And we have Sajana.
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 Hello.
Sajana. Thank you for joining us, Sajana, all the way from Nepal. And so, Kushi, where were your parents born?
They were born both in India.
Both in India?
Yeah, northern India. And I also was born in India and came here when I was very young.
How old?
I was about 3.5, 4 years old.
Oh, wow. Yeah, when I came here, I was about 5.
Yeah.
And so, do your parents speak any other languages other than English?
They speak Hindi, yes.
Hindi? And were you raised also learning how to speak Hindi?
When we came here, I think I was focused on learning English more than I was speaking Hindi. So I think they tried to encourage me in the household, but from
everybody
what I
else
hear,
speaking English.
Yeah, I was resistant also because I didn't understand anything. Even though Hindi was my first language, it was very early on, so I didn't have a deep base in it. I came into that base much later in life, I can say.
And how old were you when you decided to move to India?
So we had been always going back and forth, but after my master's, I was 25, 26 years old, and I wanted to create a connection with India that was not rooted in just visiting family, but like really working in India and connecting to the land and the Mother Earth there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so when did you discover the power of yoga?
I was 21, and after my college studies, I decided my grandmother would come every 6 months and stay with us, and I would be around her and wasn't interested in yoga or meditation or anything, but she was always guiding me and showing me that this is an important path. And I decided to go and live at the Himalayan Institute in the Poconos, not to study yoga, but to study herbs and medicine.
Oh, my.
And through that study, I came into first meditation, actually, and then from meditation into the more physical practices, which we know as yoga today. But yoga is the, you can say, the complete package of a holistic human being.
Excellent. I'm just going to translate this really quickly.
Sure.
Thank you. And if I miss anything, feel free to come in Spanish.
Gracias.
Te voy a preguntar,
Sí.
¿cuántos años tenías cuando llegaste acá a los Estados Unidos?
3.5 o 4 años, sí.
Increíble. Y Kushi, naciste en la India, dijiste, y
Sí.
tus padres también llegaron de la India
Sí,
acá a
es correcto.
Connecticut.
Sí. Primero a Nueva York,
Ujú.
en Queens,
Ujú.
y después en Connecticut.
Oh, wow, increíble. Entonces aquí tengo una amiga inmigrante como muchos quienes están escuchando y fue difícil mantener el idioma de los padres porque acá en los Estados Unidos casi todos hablan inglés
Sí.
y en tu casa hindú.
Sí.
Ujú. Entonces a los 21 años de edad regresaste a vivir a la India.
Sí.
Increíble. Y regresaste acá con nosotros como maestra de yoga. Ujú. Y fue un camino que tomaste de la vida que empezó primero en aprender sobre hierbas y cómo cuidar el cuerpo utilizando hierbas y la función del cuerpo natural en ayudarse a sanar.
Sí.
Y de ahí tomaste clase de yoga.
Sí.
Porque yoga no es un nombre de un ejercicio, por ejemplo, un sistema de ejercicio, es más un sistema en cómo cuidar al ser humano completo, que toma en mente la mente espiritual y corazón y cuerpo.
Sí, es verdad.
Qué bonito. Y hoy, y porque has tomado el tiempo en recordarte tus raíces. Viviendo acá en Connecticut, nos estás ayudando a recordar nuestras raíces también. Y para los quienes hablan español, y por eso te digo mil gracias.
Muchas gracias a todos para escucharnos. Sí.
Y Kushi, también, ¿cuántos años has vivido en Nepal?
En Nepal, no, en India.
En India.
Sí, sí, sí.
Y Sajana viene desde
Nepal.
de Nepal.
Sí.
Oh, y has vivido en Nepal un tiempo, ¿no?
No,
tienes que contarnos cómo se conocen.
De nuestra amigo Jan de Nepal, de Germany. Es como de Nepal. Sí.
Wow, this is so beautiful. So, Sajna, who's with
Hello.
us today, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All the way from Nepal. Because she's never lived in Nepal, and you've actually met Sajna through your German friend.
Yes.
This is the world. We are the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to share is a message of the world and not separate countries or religions or New Haven or Nepal or India, but a common thread, or you say the roots that unite everyone together. And that's why you've invited us here, and we're very grateful for that opportunity.
Excellent, thank you. And I want to share a little bit more, and then I'd love to spend time with Sajna.
Good, thank you.
And one of the things I wanted to highlight was for the Latino listeners in Spanish, which I'll translate shortly, is that there are, we would call now, alternative healing modalities, but I like to call them ancient technologies that we've acquired over the span of humankind's lifetime. And ancient technology existed in what we know today as Latin America, Central America, South America, and Mexico is in North America, folks. And I love the world of Wikipedia, Google, and access to all these wonderful researchers. And they were tracing the history of body movement for spiritual development and mental, physical health. And they traced it in for the Mayans. And they're saying how it's undeniable how rooted it was in their lives in ancient times. And they went to El Salvador, which is below Guatemala. So Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador. And in El Salvador, there are towns to this day with names that were acquired in ancient times with Mayans and with other Native American indigenous groups. And some of the names of the towns are descriptive, what we would call like yoga poses.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a town that, and actually I would say like body movement poses. So there's a town, and along Mexico, Guatemala, and Salvador, there's a tradition of individuals tying themselves to a rope, and then they're spinning, and the rope spins all the way up on the top of the pole, and then it comes back down again. And in the meantime, you're dangling upside down, but side, like lateral, because of how fast the spin is. And there's a town with that name. So it's an actual like spiritual practice, and the theory is you spin and spin and spin to expand your aura, so that you're not dependent upon the gravity on Earth, but you can actually become one without the gravitational pull of the Earth and expand your aura. So supposedly that is part of the spiritual practice of the spinning, and you can see that still to this day. I went and I saw it in Mexico, and I'm like, oh my God, how do they even do that? They don't get dizzy, like, yeah, it's impressive. But then there are other towns where there was one that was called the spider pose, and another one that was like the backward bent back or something. Yeah. So I was like, I didn't even know that. So there's so much more to learn. And then along the Mayan archaeological findings, you would see different poses. And so stating that around the world, there's this richness of practices that humankind used to have. But as we stepped away from it, we've started not just forgetting how to take care of ourselves, but each other and Mother Earth. And the destruction, we don't take care of ourselves, pollution, all those things are happening. And so what both you, Sajna, and Kushi are doing, volunteering and helping and spreading this important message that I'm not going to take up more time, except in translation for what I just said, and give you all the rest of the time that we have today, the next 45 minutes. So thank you so much for helping us remember. Que estaba compartiendo de que por todo de América Latina se encuentra raíces en la práctica en cómo cuidarse uno mismo, a nivel espiritual, a nivel corporal y nuestros corazones. Y los mayas, por ejemplo, tenían tradiciones que sin duda se pertenece también las raíces aquí en las Américas. Se pueden ver en la arquitectura, en inglés se llama hieroglyphics, y yo sé que voy a destruir el nombre, la palabra en español, entonces ni voy a atentar en cómo se dice hieroglyphics en español, pero de ahí, de los edificios de los tiempos de los mayas, se ven posiciones para, como se parece como de meditación. Y estaba leyendo un artículo nombrando ciudades o pueblos hoy en día que existen en El Salvador, que tienen, el nombre viene de práctica de movimiento del cuerpo para el ser humano. Y hay la tradición por México, Centroamérica, yo creo que se llaman hombres voladores, algo así, donde atan una pita y dan una vuelta tan rápido que el ser humano empieza a como volar. Y todavía tienen la pita alrededor de su tobillo. Y vuelan tan alto que ya no tocan la tierra, y supuestamente es para expandir el aura que el ser humano tiene, el sistema energético del cuerpo del ser humano. Y de ahí hay un pueblo en El Salvador. La traducción del nombre del pueblo quiere decir esa práctica. Y de allí hay otros pueblos con otros nombres también que están ilustrando posiciones como la práctica de yoga. Pero el ser humano, nuestra historia, especialmente con cristianidad, ha tratado de silenciar ciertas prácticas que no son aceptadas por religión. Más o menos las prácticas ancestrales, espirituales, es de que uno mismo tiene conexión directa con Dios o Creador, la gran energía que crea la vida. Y religión, cristianidad especial, dice el camino para tener acceso a lo divino depende en la religión, depende en el papa, depende en el sacerdote. Pero las prácticas de los indígenas era uno mismo podía recibir una conexión directa con lo divino. Y mientras la humanidad perdió ese reconocimiento, de allí no supo cómo cuidarse a sí mismo, su cuerpo energético, su salud espiritual. Y es más fácil causar daño a los demás si uno no se cuida a sí mismo, y causarle daño al medio ambiente y todo de lo que existe y tiene vida. Y lo que con tu camino en la vida, Koshi, ha sido en retomar esa sabiduría. Y de ahí encontraste a un amigo de Alemania que te conectó con una amiga de Nepal, de distintos países. Y así vamos a recordar lo que debemos de hacer para cuidar a nosotros mismos y alrededor de nosotros, nuestros seres queridos y el medio ambiente. Y ese es el tema de hoy. Ya no voy a hablar mucho más, sino es traducción para darle tiempo a que ustedes comparten el mensaje de hoy. So, Sajna, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
And so, you've been practicing spiritual self-care practice for a very long time. How would you describe your practice?
Yeah, it is all related with the nature, and I like to say moreover, like not a practice itself, but the nature itself inside us and the nature which is outside us.
That's so beautiful. Entonces, Sajna acaba de escribir de que no es una práctica de lo que ha hecho por casi toda su vida, pero es más reconocer la relación que uno tiene dentro de sí mismo, la naturaleza dentro de sí mismo, y también conocer también la naturaleza alrededor de uno. Beautiful. Would you like to share a little bit more? And how does that look like?
Yeah, like it is like we all are a part of nature, and now we are here in front of you also, though being from different part of the nature, but it's still like we all are a big family, one big family. I see in that way and I feel in that way. So like if we try to feel everything in a separate way, then there is separation. But if we try to see like we all are a part of nature, it doesn't matter wherever we are. Like if I'm from Nepal, he's from India, he's from Germany, you are from here, it doesn't matter. Most important thing is like that. First of all, we all are here in this nature itself, and it doesn't matter wherever we are. That is very important for me.
Sajna nos quiere recordar de que no importa de qué país, qué frontera uno cruzó, de dónde uno viene, porque todos somos parte de la naturaleza. Tenemos la naturaleza dentro de nosotros mismos y todos estamos conectados por medio de la naturaleza. Tenemos una conexión profunda, no importa en qué país estamos o dónde somos, porque todos estamos conectados con esa misma raíz de la naturaleza. And so people go about their day and we forget. You have, we're right now on the 3rd floor in downtown New Haven, La Voz. Took an elevator. My feet have not touched the soil since I left for work this morning. And I'm going to be lucky today. I get to see the sun when I step out after work. But we forget that we have nature within us and we are connected to nature. And how would you recommend for us to remember? And I just want to translate that, de que en esta vida es bien fácil en olvidarse uno que está conectado con la naturaleza. Yo ojalá voy a ver el sol cuando termine el trabajo, pero hay días que no veo el sol, hay días que ni topo tierra. Y es bien fácil recordarse de que uno no existe con la naturaleza. ¿Y cómo es que recomienda que uno se recuerde?
Yeah, it's very important. Like every time, whatever we do, wherever we are, whatever we wear, it's all from nature. And still, like, we are not seeing whatever we are doing, whatever we are eating, or even like the clothes, whatever we are wearing now also, it's all from nature. And early in the morning also, I'm sure everybody would like to have breakfast or start from the nature itself. Though we feel like that we are not outside in the nature, no, we are not connected. But if we are not able to eat food, I'm sure the second moment all will be starving. Oh no, I'm feeling hungry, my stomach is paining, or even my head is paining. So the food itself is from the nature, and we start our day itself from the nature, like within the nature. But it's still like we are wondering, like, oh, where will be the moment when we will be able to see the sun, or like to see the rain, or this and that. So if we are able to feel the true nature inside us, and every time, every moment, there is nature itself.
Lo importante es reconocer. Si uno no ve el sol, si uno no puede topar con tierra, no importa, porque reconociendo que uno, ser humano, es parte de la naturaleza, necesitamos la naturaleza también para existir. Es decir, si uno se olvida la conexión directa con la naturaleza, al minuto que uno tiene hambre, hay que comer. Y la comida que uno recibe viene de la naturaleza. Entonces esa conexión es directa. Cada vez que comemos, la ropa que uno tiene puesta, todo lo necesario viene de la naturaleza. Nosotros somos una parte directa de la naturaleza. Y hay que recordarse uno todos los días, cada vez que uno come, cada vez que uno bebe, cada vez que uno se pone ropa, que somos parte de esa conexión con la naturaleza. And Koshi, if there's anything that I missed in my quick translation, please feel free to jump in.
No, she's got it all. She's quick.
I wish I could say that in Hindi. And so that's such a easy thing to remember. Every time we eat, every time we drink, whenever we put clothes on, it comes from nature.
Yeah.
And so, what are the benefits of remembering that we are
Nature?
connected to nature?
Yeah, it's not about the benefit, but it's about being in oneself. The most important part to realize is like that, before we were born, we were in mother's womb itself. And at that time also we have different kind of adjustment in the nature in mother's womb. But the moment when a child is born, then the child learns naturally how to cry, how to scream, like he or she knows like he is hungry or sad or this and that. So why don't we try to feel that one? That is the most important part, because first of all, important is like that nature is there already, every moment, every time, and we are the one who has been born after the nature, not before the nature. That is the most important part. So I don't want to say like that it's about benefiting, but it's about being in it. I feel more good and comfortable enough to send this message, being in it.
El mensaje de prioridad de hoy es de que reconocer y estar presente en mente de que uno es parte de la naturaleza durante la vida cotidiana, y en reconocer que uno es parte de la naturaleza no es tanto un beneficio en decir para uno mismo, es como aceptar y reconocer la realidad, es una realidad. Es como un niño antes de nacer está en el vientre de la mamá y nosotros estamos en el vientre de la naturaleza, y es algo de lo más natural, y es como conocerse a uno mismo a un nivel básico. Por ejemplo, cuando un niño tiene hambre, cuando un niño está triste, llora, pero a saber la diferencia entre los llantos, que es un llanto para comer, es un llanto porque está triste. Nosotros debemos de conocernos mismos a un nivel de entender y saber que somos conectados con la naturaleza. Estamos en el vientre de la naturaleza y nosotros existimos a la misma vez de la naturaleza. La naturaleza existe antes de nuestro nacimiento y existe durante nuestras vidas. No es de que naturaleza existe después de uno, y es algo que siempre está ahí para uno. And so you came far.
Yeah.
Nepal is far.
Yes, it is.
How long of a plane ride? That's how most people now understand distance. How long was your plane?
It is nearly 21 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's a long distance if we talk about the distance, but it's always about the heart. And more important is the distance doesn't matter. It's always like if we are connected with the soul, with our heart, then there is no distance at all.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. So we'll be back after 3:30 in English and Spanish. Regresamos a las 3:30 en inglés y en español. Tenemos un brequecito. Y le pregunté a Sajna cuánto tiempo tomó de llegar acá a Connecticut desde Nepal. Era un vuelo de 21 horas. Llegó bien lejos para compartir más con ustedes. Entonces, por favor, regresen a las 3:30 para escuchar más del mensaje importante que tiene hoy Sajna con nuestra amiga Koshi. So we'll be back at 3:30 to hear more of your important message. And one of the questions I have, you came far away, why now? Why is it so important now for people to remember about their deep connection to nature? Y Sajna dijo, la distancia no importa porque todos estamos cerquita al corazón uno con el otro. Regresamos con Sajna, nuestra amiga desde Nepal.
Community Health Center Inc. estrena nuevo centro médico en el 22 de Fifth Street en Stanford. Todos los servicios médicos, pediátricos, de atención urgente y de salud mental en nuestro nuevo edificio con amplio estacionamiento. En Community Health Center Inc. creemos que tu salud es un derecho, no un privilegio. Community Health Center Inc. 22 de Fifth Street en Stanford, Connecticut. 203-323-8160.
Cementerio Evergreen, un refugio de tranquilidad, una tradición de servicio. No espere hasta el momento más difícil de su vida. Espacios tan bajos como $850. Plan de pago sin intereses disponible. Entierro completo. Entierro de cremación. Nichos de cremación. Jardín de dispersión. Marcadores y monumentos. Programa de flores. Evergreen Cemetery. 769 L.A.T. Grasso Boulevard, New Haven, Connecticut. 203-624-5505 www.evergreencem.org.
Desde el CNN Center soy Guillermo Arduino. La empresa emergente de turismo espacial Virgin Galactic informó que traslada a 100 personas de su personal y al transbordador aéreo a un edificio llamado Spaceport America en el estado de Nuevo México. Luego de las 2 o 3 pruebas finales del Galactic con tripulación a bordo, llegará el momento de embarcar a los primeros pasajeros clientes. Son cientos de personas los que quieren subirse al Virgin Galactic y viajar al espacio. Su inversión ronda entre los $200 a $250,000 por asiento. Para el Minuto Clicks, con lo más relevante de la información tecnológica, les informó Guillermo Arduino. Siga la noticia, siga a CNN.
Estás escuchando La Voz Hispana Radio, 103.5 FM, New Haven.
Thank you. Now we're back with our friends Sajna and Kushi. Gracias. Estamos de vuelta con nuestros amigos aquí hablando sobre cómo conectarse uno más, tener una conexión más fuerte con la naturaleza. Y es tan fácil cada vez que uno tiene que comer, cuidarse a uno mismo. De ahí agradecer a la naturaleza. Es esa conexión, una conexión que da la vida. During the break, we were talking about, Sajna said, this is really not to complicate things. It's about feeling and not understanding. So it's the heart, not the mind. And feeling that connection with nature. Sajna enfatizó la importancia de no es comprender sobre la conexión que uno tiene como ser humano con la naturaleza, es más sentir el sentimiento que la presencia de esa conexión que uno tiene con la naturaleza en el corazón. Y aquí estamos en la ciudad. As you can hear, we are right in the middle of the city. If you go to our Facebook Live page, you will see promotion for yoga in our city. Breathing Room, where Kushi often teaches, is offering these classes so that from the chaos of life, as you hear the siren, you can actually connect directly with nature in the parks here in New Haven for free. Go to the Facebook Live La Voz Hispana CT, catch today's video, and you can read the flyer of the location's time and place. Para los quienes viven acá en la ciudad, hay bastante causas de estrés, y sería bien importante cuidarse uno mismo, destresar, y ya empezaron las clases el 28 de mayo, empezaron las clases gratuitas en los parques de New Haven de yoga, para que uno puede cuidarse uno mismo, destresar, y viendo nuestra página en Facebook, buscando el video de hoy, pueden encontrar el horario, en qué parque, a qué hora, pueden tomar las clases de gratis aquí en New Haven. Y Sajna dijo, sentimiento es importante para reconocer la conexión que uno tiene con la naturaleza. And how do you build that feeling and that connection with nature? ¿Cómo es que uno puede construir ese sentimiento, esa conexión, reconocimiento de esa conexión con la naturaleza?
Yeah, that is the very important part. At this present moment, like whatever we have, all the feeling is somewhere hidden or somewhere has gone. I think it is lost somewhere. And it is good with all the new technology in this materialistic world to have lots of luxuries, but it's still like we are missing something in between, the real happiness which we really get from the nature. Because most of the time we are just in all these electronic devices, whatever we have, we just want to have all the luxuries, and we are just wandering for the happiness within it. And
so luxury won't bring happiness. Material possessions won't bring that happiness.
Yeah, this is happening like in one way, in an illusion of mind, we feel like we are very happy with what we are getting. But in another way, why at this moment everyone are just wandering for happiness? They have everything within them, whatever they feel like, oh no, now I have everything, like I have car, I have house, I have this and that. But still, why all are in need of rest? They want to rest also, they want to do vacation. Many people are burned out, many are having anxiety disorder, many are suffering from different kinds of things.
Hoy mismo hay mucha gente que creen que lo material es el camino para sentirse uno contento en la vida, pero ven, tienen su casa, tienen su carro, tienen su trabajo, pueden comprar, y todavía no pueden comprar la felicidad. Y es algo de que mucha gente está infeliz. There's the opioid crises in middle America, in middle class suburban homes, including in Connecticut. And that means suburban homes have a home, they have a car, and then you have opioid drug addiction.
Yeah.
And it's a crisis right now. So there is something missing. People, so even health indicators indicate, you have all the material possessions, but people feel lost.
Yeah, that is happening not only here, but all over the world, because we are just in an illusion of mind. Like all these materialistic things are the things which we are happy about, but it's still like once they get all these things, now again the next moment we are wandering for happiness, the real happiness.
Que mucha gente, no solamente aquí en Connecticut, donde hay una crisis en la sociedad de clase media, que supuestamente de ahí tienen su casa, tienen pueden comprar su carro, tienen dinero para comprar y nunca son felices. Y es una crisis no solamente aquí en Connecticut, pero también a nivel mundial. Es una ilusión de que lo material le va a dar la felicidad que uno busca, y la gente está persiguiendo algo y no saben qué, se sienten perdidos.
Yeah.
So feeling lost.
Yeah, feeling lost because, in one way, all the things, whatever we are having, all this materialistic thing, are the one which man had prepared. It is not like the nature had prepared for us. We are the one we had prepared for our own luxury, like for our needs, for our, what we say, materialistic need. And like even we are here in the heart of this city, and I just saw in front everywhere there are lots of green trees, and there is a beautiful park also, but I don't think people are motivated to be in the park or to play in the park, and everyone are just not seeing what is in front of them, like not feeling what is within them. And that is the thing which is really lacking all over the world, and this is what is getting a kind of separation from each other. That is the very saddest part in this world now.
Sajna anotó que ando acá en New Haven, uno ve hay tanta belleza, hay parques con árboles y no hay mucha gente tomando oportunidad de estar en los parques, pero el ser humano está pasando mucho tiempo buscando metas para lo material, y eso es creado por el ser humano, la humanidad, esas metas de materialismo, comprar esto, comprar lo otro, pero en la verdad eso no le va a hacer uno feliz. Todo de lo que la naturaleza provee es lo que nos va a hacer feliz. Y es bien triste de que el ser humano se olvidó sentirse con esa conexión especial que uno tiene con la naturaleza, y con la falta de ese reconocimiento en sentimiento, uno se siente separado, no solamente separado con la naturaleza, pero también hay una separación entre uno mismo con los demás. Ese sentimiento de separación es bien fuerte, y los quienes están escuchando se sienten aislados, se sienten solos, se sienten que trabajan y no logran lo suficiente, están buscando algo. Sajna nos está recordando, la búsqueda es la conexión especial que uno tenemos con nuestra madre tierra. Estamos en el vientre de nuestra mamá, y por eso, sin reconocer a nuestra madre tierra, uno se siente tan triste, tan solo, tan separado. So thank you for sharing that, because I was wondering of the listeners on the radio if there's anyone feeling sad, anyone feeling disconnected, alone, overwhelmed, stressed, lost, where you're working hard over and over again every day and it's not enough. And so what you're saying is so simple and beautiful. To remember the feeling that we are connected to nature, and that we're in the womb of the mother. And how shocking it is for a child to be born and crying in a crib, and no mother comes to pick them up. And then even imagine then the reality of you're in your mother's womb and you can't feel that connection. That's like a horror film. That's like the worst nightmare you could think of as a human being. If you are in your mother's womb, you're not even separated, and you feel separate. You feel disconnected. And that's how humanity's walking around. We're surrounded by nature who's giving us all of this. And we feel separate. And then, like you said, it's the saddest feeling that we could have, and that you just described the collective humans' experience at this time.
Yeah. This is the thing, like, which is very the saddest part, and this is the time the world, the universe should be awakened again. And it's very important that each and every individual, they all have their own potential, and they really should awake for the next moment. That is very important at this time.
Sajna nos está recordando de que hay muchas personas que reconocen que el mundo a nivel mundial estamos pasando por una etapa bien importante donde muchos están recordando de las verdades de naturaleza, las verdades divinas de cómo es ser parte de este mundo. Muchos se están despertando, se están recordando. Y esto es algo bien importante.
Yeah, it's very important, that thing. And like the more important now is still we can do a lot of things. We really have to build again the base. The foundation is needed to be rebuilt. Though we have this in each and every one, we have our potential, but still let the world awake again and make a big foundation, the strong foundation of love, the strong foundation of universal love, which is itself in the nature. That is the thing which we can again plant the seed.
That was so beautiful. I hope I can do worth. I can't even speak right now. I hope I speak better in Spanish in this moment. Sajna dijo, es bien importante en este momento que el ser humano, nosotros podemos crear una base fundamental, es para reconstruir el mundo, apoyar el mundo. Tenemos una gran potencia como seres humanos y hay que despertarnos, hay que recordar, y la base fundamental es amor, es sentir el amor universal. Y eso es la fundación más básica y lo podemos hacer. So what you're saying is there's so many problems in the world. We're afraid we might go to war with one country or another. Right now they're talking about the trade war and how things might cost a lot more. And as a person living in New Haven, I can't control what happens in trade wars. I can't control what happens if this country chooses to go to war with another country. Today in New Haven, 53 teachers are getting laid off. 53 is a lot for a public school system, and if there aren't teachers in the classroom, more students will have to face maybe not learning because it'll be chaos. And so there's a protest happening, and people are going to try to fight the 53 teacher layoffs. I mean, there's so many problems. We have gun violence, all these problems. They're overwhelming, and what you're saying is there's a basic foundation of truth, which is universal love.
Yeah.
So universal love does not depend on anything else that's going around, but finding it within first. It's the seed. That's what you said.
Yeah, that's very important because, like if we are able to love ourselves, it's not selfish love. If we are able to see ourselves, if we are able to feel the love inside ourselves, then we are able to build trust inside us. Then only we are able to open ourselves, and there is the opening of heart and opening of mind, and which will reunite the wisdom of this. That is very important at this moment.
En este momento sí es bien importante, hay tantos problemas en el mundo. Yo estaba nombrando, hoy mismo va a haber una protesta aquí en New Haven contra posibles recortes a los fondos de nuestras escuelas públicas, el apoyo para nuestros niños. Están viendo cortar 53 puestos de maestros, que va a crear caos en nuestras escuelas. Los jóvenes no van a aprender al mismo nivel, y hay problemas con gobiernos a nivel mundial. tal país va a meterse en guerra con otro, o hay tantos problemas como polución de compañías, o es bien estresante y uno se puede sentir como si no tiene control. Pero Sajna dice, la semilla principal es el amor y conectarse uno con el amor universal. Hay problemas afuera, pero la naturaleza está dentro de uno mismo y el único que puede recordar esa conexión especial es uno mismo. No importa todos los problemas que están pasando en el mundo, no puede ser la barrera en encontrar ese reconocimiento de la conexión especial que uno tiene con la naturaleza, con la vida propia, el amor universal, y en sentir esa semilla de amor universal le da a uno la confianza a tener fe en el otro ser humano. De ahí tener una relación positiva, con fe, con confianza, relación positiva con otros seres humanos, abrir el corazón a comprensión, entendimiento uno al otro. Pero con el corazón cerrado es difícil tener confianza con otros seres humanos, tener buenas relaciones con otros seres humanos. Y hoy mismo Sajna está diciendo, es bien importante el tiempo que el ser humano está en la tierra, es empezar a hacer nuestro trabajo en abrir nuestros corazones y en ese modo recordar el amor universal. Y con una cosa tan básica como cada vez que yo tomo agua, cada vez que yo como, soy parte de algo más grande fuera de mí y dentro de mí. So that's so beautiful, where there's all of these things that are outside of our control, so we feel. And you're saying we have the seed.
Yeah, we have the seed inside us, because for a moment we feel like, why these people are just against money or name or fame, this and that. But actually, we are never able to find what is the root of it all, like what is happening in this universe. And it's very simple. The root of all this suffering itself is all lost, because there is no love at all, and they are not able to find love, and people are wandering for the love, and there are lots of confusion inside the mind, inside their heart, and then within that ego arises, and they are so much suppressed and they are in so much stress that afterwards it sounds like, oh, they are fighting with each other, but actually it's all related with one individual mind.
It's so that if all of us try to find that peace within, then the chaos outside of us will
calm down. Yeah, that is very important. So now at this moment, like just recently we talk about the school, it is happening everywhere. And like I was even mentioning about, we should make a good foundation. And we should really be very aware. I really would like to say each and every one in this world, in this universe, really to open their eyes, to open their mind, and to open their heart also. Because we are not being in this moment. We are just wandering for the next future. And if we are not aware at this moment, the future is dark at all. Like it's totally dark. So now also, like we are here, we can do if we really try to feel it. So why don't we try? Why don't we feel the true essence? And even in school also, like there are so many things. See, here also I have visited USA, and naturally it is so blessed. Everywhere there is nature. So why don't they include in the school education system itself, from the childhood, to show how to feel the nature, like nature, showing all the things about the nature, or experimenting in nature, whatever is it, like moreover not giving children the iPad directly. Maybe better, like when they are grown up, they will be able to learn that one. That is secondary part, because all this technology we can learn afterwards also. But the base foundation, if we miss that base foundation, that is nature itself, we are not able to find it, and we just wonder about the materialistic thing. So somewhere, somehow, we all are responsible for all these things, whatever is happening in this universe. So we should not neither blame this person or that person or this country or that country, but I feel like each and every individual should really be aware and really awake.
That's really important. So we are all responsible for ourselves.
Yeah.
And remembering that connection, feeling that connection.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to translate it really fast, que Sajna nos acaba de decir de que cada ser humano es responsable por recordar, por el sentimiento de esa conexión especial con la naturaleza. Muchas veces en las escuelas están enseñando lo técnico, tecnología, cómo utilizar la computadora, etcétera, etcétera. Eso lo pueden aprender después que aprendan lo más básico, es esa conexión especial que uno tiene con la naturaleza. De allí uno puede abrir su corazón, de allí uno puede encontrar la felicidad, de allí uno puede luchar contra la confusión que se encuentra en este mundo. El mundo ya no va a estar lleno de egos, ya no va a estar lleno de estrés y peleas, si cada ser humano toma responsabilidad de recordar y también a ayudar a los niños a tener esa fundación básica. Y por qué las escuelas no llevan a los niños a los parques, a conectarse, a sentirse unidos con la naturaleza, para que de esa manera cuando crezcan van a ser seres humanos adultos llenos de amor. Y we have very little time left. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
Yeah, it's all about like whatever you told, like you asked, I have shared. And most important now, like we are moreover entering in this universal love and the natural love itself. Yeah, maybe there are lots of things to say also. It's not only about saying, it's about opening oneself, it's about feeling oneself. We all have potential within us. I don't mean to say like this person has, that person doesn't have. I don't want to judge, neither I want to compare about it. We all have our individual potential. So I would like to suggest, if anyone doesn't mind, to look within oneself, not to wander outside. Look their own inner nature within oneself and feel the connection with the nature within, the nature outside. Let's try, let's do this now. Why don't we do this now? Even we can walk even 5 minutes in the nature. If one doesn't have time, if one is too busy also, at least one can just walk in the nature. Whatever you have, the potential, just awake. Just awake. This is my message. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Que ya tenemos nomás un minuto más antes que terminamos el show de hoy. Y Sajna quiere despedirse con estas palabras de que nosotros como seres humanos estamos en un tiempo bien especial a nivel mundial, donde cada uno de nosotros tenemos la capacidad, las puertas universales están bien abiertas a que cada uno podemos abrir nuestros corazones y sentir el amor universal dentro de uno mismo. Todos nosotros que existimos en este momento tenemos la potencial de reconocer, sentir ese nivel de amor y que todos estamos conectados con la naturaleza dentro de uno mismo. Ya es suficiente compararse uno con los demás, buscando felicidad afuera de uno, porque tenemos una conexión tan especial dentro de nosotros mismos con todo de lo que es amor, con todo de lo que es vida. Y ella nos invita por lo menos 5 minutos hoy mismo, caminar afuera, estar alrededor de árboles en un parque y sentir esa paz, ese amor dentro de nuestros corazones. Es tan importante. Nosotros tenemos el poder en nuestras manos, podemos decidir ignorar el mensaje de hoy o tomar 5 minutos y brindarnos a nosotros mismos esa paz dentro que existe siempre para nosotros a un nivel abundante. Mil gracias, Sajna. Thank you so much for being with us today. And Kushi as well, and for your life journey. And love to have you back in the show. And Sajna, if you're ever back here, please, you're more than welcome to be here. And a shout out to our friends who are listening today, including...
Thank you so much. Thank you so
all
much.
The moms.
All the moms.
Not just mine, but all of them.
Thank you. Y cada lunes, aquí donde celebramos creadores en hacer el mundo más justo y más gentil. Gracias por estar con nosotros. Together we can. See you next Monday.
Thank you.